Hi everyone, this is Kishore
I'm Jillian.
and welcome to Black and
White.
Yeah, so last time, I think it's been like 3 weeks and like lots of things happened in 3 weeks. We went to Black Lives Matter protests on one of the weekends, so we didn't get a chance to shoot the video. And the weekend before that, we went to visit Jill's parents in Chicago.
And sisters, family.
Yeah, family. So it's been like quite busy 3 weeks. So now we are back. So the last time where we left off that we got married, and basically I wanted to start how my parents came to know. So we got married and it's been like almost 4 or 5 months. And for me, I'm a kind of person who's not that much into social media. So for me, like putting things like what I did on like daily basis, it's not important for me to put it on Facebook or Instagram. For me, like my personal life is my personal life. But then Jill, for her, is like really important to
I'm more expressive, so it's not like an obsession or something that I do all the time, but especially being married, that's a huge thing in a woman's life. And of course, what she wants to do is not to brag, but to let people know, or to just show her excitement, express that. And out of respect to his family, because I kept telling him, tell them.
No, I told them. I told them, but they never listened.
Before they find out from someone else. He said he would marry me, that he's going to marry me, but they didn't take him seriously. So he didn't say that he did marry me. So he said don't post anything because it's just going to cause commotion in the community. And so I didn't.
Yeah, the reason I was saying that, because I knew, like, I told my parents, but the other people, like, people in the society, they're like, oh, the older brother got married. So I didn't want basically any issues or any gossip that would eventually affect my sister's chances of getting married. I didn't want that. So that's why I wanted to keep things personal until she gets married. But yeah, it didn't happen.
So at the 6-month mark, it was our 6-month anniversary, and I had respected him and not put anything up, not done anything. And then I also got, people aren't judgy in my community, but people would ask, like, how come you never, he would tag me in some things, and he definitely on his own, put his profile pictures of us together. So it wasn't like at the very beginning he didn't do any of that because he was afraid of what would people say. Or so it took time, to see that this was going to happen, that I was going to be his life partner, until he did that. But finally I said at 6 months, and I never demand anything, I'm not controlling with him, but I asked, is it okay if it's our 6-month anniversary, can I put one of our, because I didn't share any wedding picture, and I didn't even put that I am married to him. And that's a big deal for a woman, at least in my culture. So I can only speak for that. So I asked him not permission, but I respect him a lot and I consider him. So I said, what do you think? Can I do this? I really would like to do this. What's your take? He's like, yeah, if you want, go ahead.
No, actually, like, she asked me, like, she was like asking me so many times, like, just wait for some time, and like days pass, weeks pass,
and we didn't fight about it. I said, okay,
and at some point I like, like just
do it.
Yeah, just do it. Whatever happens. So yeah, then I just told her, like, do it, and she did it in like 5 minutes. I was like, maybe she'll wait for like me being home, and then we'll do it. But she just did it. Yeah, and she posted it on Facebook.
And I changed my profile picture on Facebook and tagged him and said happy anniversary, baby, and 6 months down, a lifetime to go, things like that. And I guess I don't know who saw it, and then the gossip started.
It's Facebook.
Yeah. But I don't know who exactly was the one that called your parents and told them.
So she posted like maybe around the evening, and the next day I started getting messages like from my brother. Like he sent me a screenshot, like, is this true? And I'm like, yeah, I told him so many times. And
I texted your brother on our wedding day saying we got married.
Yeah, and they thought like I was bluffing. But once like she put the picture, then it was like, it was the truth was out there, but no one believed it. They started sending me messages, oh, is it really, did it really happen? Did you, like, are you really married? And yeah, then I like, oh my god, at that point I thought like maybe I should have waited, and I should have stopped her posting on Facebook, because from that moment till like next 3-4 days was like I don't know, it was hell. help for me. And yeah, again, and my parents, basically they're not on the Facebook, but they started hearing from other people who are active on social media.
They called them.
Yeah, and yeah, I think then my mom called me, and yeah, basically she started crying. And I don't know, sometimes when people start crying in front of me, I don't know how to convince them, or I don't know how to react, basically. And that time I thought like I had to be like brave, and I had to stand for what I did so far, because if my mom started crying, I just cannot say, oh sorry, I did a mistake. It was my decision, and I stood up for it, and it's my life. So I just stood by what I did, and I knew that it's like a right choice, and I did a right thing. So yeah, I just stood off like my decision, and I think that was the last time I talked with my mom, and it's been seven months. yeah, sometimes I don't know, things just happen. I didn't want things to happen in that fashion, but yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. I would like to add something.
No, I'll refrain from commenting. It's unfortunate. Neither of us like the situation, but we're only responsible for our own actions and our own thoughts and behavior. We can't force anyone else to accept what we think is true. We're adults, so as I mentioned in the other video, I did not try to force him to do this. I wasn't forceful at all. If anything, when I didn't even know what his immigration status was, or where his parents were, or what their take was on this.
Many people believe that I did it for a green card. I think that's like total nonsense, because I think when an Indian gets married to foreigner, I think the first thing that comes in their mind that he did it for green card.
And that's so ignorant.
Yeah, it's like just
we did it for 3 years. I mean. Yeah. So I told him, we had a big conversation. We both cried that, before all this happened, that look, this decision has to come from you. Like, don't think that it's an expectation from me for you to marry me. It'll hurt me, but if you decide, this is your mom and dad, they gave you life. I will understand. I'm mature enough to understand if you have to walk away, if you have to break up, and everything. And yeah, we both cried. He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. You're the best person that ever came into my life. I don't want to lose you at any cost. I'm going to marry you. And then I was behind him saying, please tell your parents beforehand. Tell them, they should know. And then he didn't. And I don't like to argue. I'm very harmonious. So then after we got married, I said, tell them that we're married. Tell them.
I told them, they didn't listen. They thought I was bluffing. That's the problem. Every time I tried to tell them, they're like,
because I
had a different relationship with them. It was like goofy relationship,
joking,
like having
not
fun,
respectful, not serious,
pranking, making like doing some pranks on each other. So that's the kind of relationship we had. And yeah, I mean, it's not like that I didn't try to get back to my parents. I tried to text them, I tried to call them.
And it's not that neither of us care. We both care very much, but we also understand why they believe that way, the community, the environment which they are in, what they know, what they have seen, the exposure they've had. We understand why they feel so strongly, but we know that they're not going to change overnight, and we hope and pray that one day they will accept our love story and our marriage and give us their blessings and accept me into the family. But until then,
basically I won't say the thing that they're doing it's wrong, because that's how they grew
raised
up. And that's what they know, and I believe it's like the first thing that happened in our family, like someone getting married outside the caste. Outside, someone getting married outside the caste, I think okay, it's a big deal. But someone getting married outside the caste, outside the religion, outside the country, I think that's this is the first thing
against their parents' will. And I have encouraged him to call his mom and ask forgiveness and tell him he loves her and make amends, but he's not ready yet. He has to do it on his own time, and I respect that.
You cannot clap with one hand. You need both hands. So.
But someone has to take the initiative.
I took initiative, but there has to be similar reciprocation from the other end. So,
maybe she's not ready.
Yeah, so that's how my family came to know.
And one thing I will say, that I'm very blessed with wonderful friends, and I'm grateful to God because of that. Because they're all very supportive, and especially Indian friends that I have, girlfriends, they knew that I didn't get a proper welcome, that we didn't have the wedding that we wanted with both families, and we didn't even have a party or reception, which my family wants a lot. But again, because we respect and love his side of the family and they're in India, we didn't think that was right. So a lot of the decisions we're making is because of the love that we have for them and the respect that we are waiting. And it's not ideal in our lives, but we're not just focusing on us. We are considering them too. So my Indian friends, they got me, a few of them, they went to India recently and they got all the proper gifts that you're supposed to give when a woman marries. Usually it comes from the husband's family side. And they presented them to me and they said, we know you didn't get a proper welcome, you didn't get the wedding that you wanted, you haven't had the religious wedding yet or the welcome, but this is from our side, and just, we want to give you a welcome and we want to shower you with love, and we don't want your wedding to be sad because it's not how you wanted, so the love that I felt from them was greatly appreciated. And it's not ideal in any situation, but we love each other and we have to
so
make it the
many
best.
many people ask us like if we are planning to go to India, but
No,
it's
it's
like
not a
it's like a
good-
mixed feelings. So maybe we'll talk about that in the next video. So if you like this video, please like, share, and comment. And
Yeah, definitely comment it. We
I-
appreciate it a lot. We love to hear your feedback.
I hope it will help other people who are in the similar situation. So thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.